y'all, it's a4J
plus mango.
and we have one for y'all today. We're making gali or red curry.
By we, you mean you and Grandma, right?
Yes, that's why we're here to learn. So let's get all the ingredients ready to go. We got 3 pounds of pork spare ribs cut into fairly large chunks with the bone still in.
The recipe card in the description down below says that we can use fresh chicken or duck too. Those sound like some great alternatives.
Next, we got some fresh yard-long beans. Cut off the ends and chop the beans into about 1.5-inch logs. Okay, so I thought I could get away with leaving the bottom end on, but Grandma caught me.
Grandma knows what's good. Can't get anything past her.
Alright, now for 2 large onions. Cut off the ends, then in half, and we'll cut this through twice lengthwise for some thick wedges. Grandma says my wedges are a bit large, but it's okay. On to the potatoes. Peel off the skin and then cut them into large chunks. For this potato, Grandma suggests cutting the 2 ends first and then cut the middle piece in half. We don't really want the potatoes breaking apart in the curry, so we'll show you an optional step later on how to prepare them. Now for our herbs.
Ooh, fresh stalks of lemongrass from Grandma's garden. If you use a pestle to smash the stem apart, it'll draw out the flavors a lot more.
That's right, I'm impressed you know this, Mangs. So don't skip this step. Now fold up the lemongrass 2 to 3 times and use the leafy part to wrap it around itself and tie a knot through, just so that it stays in a little bundle. Voila! We'll also use a handful of kaffir lime leaves that are also from Grandma's garden. Here are some star anise seeds, which packs a lot of flavor. Grandma's curry also used krung, which I'll link the recipe card and nompachok recipe video in case you need a refresher on how to make krung. What makes this curry red is the red pepper paste. This is something that Grandma made in advance by soaking dried guajillo peppers until it's soft and then chopping it up into a paste. Oh, and don't forget to keep this large can of coconut milk nearby too.
Mom has all the seasonings written in a downloadable recipe card below, so get these ready. Curry powder, sugar, oyster sauce, chicken bouillon, salt, and fish sauce. Did I miss anything?
I guess have oil and water handy too, but aside from that, we're ready to cook. Let's start with oil on high heat.
Oh, is this the optional step / life hack?
Yes, frying the potatoes for only about 2 minutes on both sides will help the potatoes maintain its shape when it goes into the curry later. Remove the potatoes and let's start fresh with about 3 tablespoons of oil on high heat. When it's hot, add the red pepper paste. Give it a stir and then add half a can of the coconut milk. After a minute or so, we can add the lemongrass, kaffir leaves, and star anise seeds to draw out its flavors. Grandma forgot to add the krung here too, so don't forget to toss it in right now so that the curry base becomes aromatic. After about a minute, toss in the meat and make sure it gets coated. We ended up adding the krung here, which is fine, but not most ideal. So get that krung mixed into the sauce before we add in all the rest of the seasonings.
It's kinda nice that we measured out all the seasonings beforehand.
That's because we're shooting this video. If it were up to Grandma and me, we just toss in the seasonings right in without measuring.
So it's based on a feeling? Or like, how? How do your elf eyes see these things?
I think it's just experience and yeah, a bit of a feeling. Oh, it's also your taste buds. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's transfer all of this into a large pot. Scoop it in, or if you're brave, pour it all in one go. Use some water to swish all the remaining curry flavors into the pot. Now, pour in more water just to cover the curry. Cover with a lid and bring to a boil on high heat. Then let it keep going for an additional 5 minutes after, and then let's check in on it.
Looks like we're getting there, but the meat needs some more time so that it falls off the bone and gets all tender.
Alright, we'll reduce the heat to medium-low and cover again for about 5 minutes or until the meat is, as you said, tender. This looks good. Now add in the onions and beans. If you want to, break up the onion wedges and zhuzh it into the curry. Top it off with the fried potatoes and then add the rest of the coconut milk. Cover the pot again and cook for 10 minutes. Once the potatoes are cooked through, we're ready to taste and adjust any seasonings. Perhaps your curry needs more salt or sugar, and if you want a spicier curry, chili flakes could have been added when we cooked our spices and herbs. Aside from that, we're ready to serve. Just keep the curry on simmer until folks are ready to eat. Are you ready, Mangs?
Oh yes, I brought some French baguette to dip the curry in.
Thanks! Be sure to scoop in some meat, potatoes, beans, and onions. We like to leave the herbs and spices inside the curry pot, but don't eat the kaffir leaves, lemongrass, or star anise seeds, okay?
Okay, Mums. Can you scoop me more of that curry sauce, please?
Sure thing. Just gotta zhuzh the top a bit so that we don't scoop any of that rendered fat. Don't eat that either. So Mom likes to eat the curry with some vermicelli noodles first. Get it mixed into the curry sauce and enjoy with the meat and veggies. Then break into the bread and dip it into any reserved curry remaining.
Yum! I like eating it with bread. I can taste the curry much more this way. Yum 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 yum.
Check out our website at a4J.com for a blog post on red curry, my mom's gali, and get a copy of this handwritten recipe. That's all for Jean
And Mango!